Hi friends, in the last video we have discussed about the promissory note. In this video you are going to discuss about the bills of exchange. The bills of exchange is defined under section 5 of the Act. So before discussing the section, let us try to understand when the concept of bills of exchange comes into picture, how it is used in the business. Now let us try to understand. Suppose take the example. If there is a trade between A and B, A delivers some goods to B. Goods are delivered and B has to make the payment. So here A delivered the goods, B shall make the payment to A. Who is liable to make the payment here? B is liable to make the payment to A. In this case, if B is unable to make the payment right now, maybe he wants to pay after 1 month, 2 months, or after expiry of a certain period, then in such a case, A can draw a bills of exchange on B. A can draw a bills of exchange on B, stating that, or else A is ordering B to make the payment. A can draw a bills of exchange on B. So when A is giving the order to B to make the payment, that is called as bills of exchange. Here A is called as drawer. The person who is drawing the instrument is called as drawer. The person who is liable of the instrument is called as drawee. The person who is liable on the instrument is called as drawee. Suppose take the example. Now A has drawn an instrument on B, and after that is accepted by B that I am going to make the payment. So that means who is accepting the liability? B is accepting the liability. After accepting the liability that is given to A, B is giving the instrument to A. Then there is a trade between A and C. When there is a trade between A and C, maybe let us take the example. A delivered the goods to C. C shall make the payment. Sorry. C delivered the goods. C delivered the goods to A, and A has to make the payment. Instead of making the payment, because he is having one asset with him, so in your accountancy language, you will study it as a bills receivable in the books of A. So there is an asset in the hands of the A. Now, instead of giving the money, A can give the instrument to C. So when A is giving the instrument to C, C is called as payee. When A is giving the instrument to C, C is called as payee. So that means how many parties are there? The person who is drawing the instrument on B is called as drawer, and the person on whom the instrument is drawn, that is who is accepting the liability, is called as drawee, and the person who is entitled to receive the payment is called as payee. Here please do remember, the payee can be either C or the payee can be A. Suppose take the example, A has drawn the instrument on B, but he has not given the instrument to any other person. If he has not given the instrument to any other person, then A on the due date, who is entitled to receive the payment? A is entitled to receive the payment. If A is entitled to receive the payment, then A is called as payee. So in this case, the drawer and the payee can be one and the same. So only one person can be, even the one person can be drawer as well as the payee. That is possible. So who are the parties to the bills of exchange? The person who is drawing the instrument is called as drawer, and the person on whom the instrument is called as on whom the instrument is drawn is called as drawee, and the person who is entitled to receive the payment is called as payee. So how many parties are there? 3 parties are there on the instrument. So this is called as bills of exchange. Now technically speaking, Section 5 of the Act defines the term bills of exchange. Under section 5, it defines the term bills of exchange. So what is the meaning of bills of exchange? Bills of exchange is an instrument. So as we have already discussed about the meaning of instrument, here also same meaning applies here. So it is an instrument. Instrument means any document which is creating the legal rights and obligations between the parties. So bills of exchange is an instrument in writing. Even this has to be in writing. In writing, containing an unconditional order. So there is a basic difference between promissory note and the bills of exchange. Here it is an order. Why? Because in case of promissory note, what is happening? A is giving the instrument to B, stating that I am promising to make the payment. So here A is taking undertaking. A is undertaking the liability in case of promissory note. Whereas in case of bills of exchange, A is giving the order to B that to make the payment. So that means in case of bills of exchange, what is happening? A is giving the order to B that to make the payment. So containing an unconditional order. So that's the basic difference between promissory note and the bills of exchange. In case of promissory note, the person who is making the instrument, he himself is liable. Whereas in case of bills of exchange, the person who is making the instrument, he is not liable. The person on whom that is drawn, that is B, he is liable. So simply to say, in our example, if it is a promissory note, A will be liable. If it is a bills of exchange, B will be liable. Because A is giving the order to B that to make the payment. So that's the basic difference between promissory note and the bills of exchange. So let us come back to our discussion. So what is the meaning of promissory note? Bills of exchange? Bills of exchange is an instrument in writing containing an unconditional order. Then it says that containing an unconditional order signed by the maker. So who has to do the signature? When A is drawing the instrument, first he has to do the signature. And that will be sent to B. How he will draft the bills of exchange? Generally, he will say that please pay rupees so and so. Please pay rupees so and so to C. Suppose if he is giving the instrument to C, then we will write it as please pay rupees so and so to C. So that means here A is giving the order to B that to make the payment to C. Or else he can write not only to C, to me. When he is writing to me, it means that he is ordering B that to make the payment to A, that is to myself. So that's the meaning of, so that is how we can have. So how he is drawing the instrument? He is giving the order, A is giving the order to B that to make the payment to himself or to make the payment to C. So please see the definition. The bills of exchange is an instrument in writing containing an unconditional order signed by the maker directing a certain person. So what is the meaning of certain person here? B must be certain person because he is giving the order to B. So he is giving the order to B. So that means directing a certain person. B must be certain person here to pay a certain sum of money only to or order of certain person or to the bearer of the instrument. So what he is doing? He is giving the order to B to pay a certain sum of money. Already we have discussed what is the meaning of certain sum of money here. The money must be very certain. Suppose take an example, if I am drafting an instrument that please pay rupees 1000 along with the interest. Okay, if I don't mention the interest rate, then that is not a valid one. I should mention the interest rate also. So it means that the amount must be certain, or it can be capable of being made certain. Even that is also sufficient. So when it satisfies all these essentials, then it is considered to be a bills of exchange. So how many parties will be there in the bills of exchange? Drawer, drawee. Drawer means the person who is drawing the instrument. Drawee means on whom the instrument is drawn. And the payee, that means who is entitled to receive the payment. Here payee can be C, or else sometimes it can be A. If he is not endorsing the instrument to C, then A can be the person who is entitled to receive the payment. So in bills of exchange, how many parties will be there? 3 parties will be there in the bills of exchange. Now let us revise the definition once again. Bills of exchange is an instrument. Already we have discussed what is the meaning of instrument. Instrument means any document which is creating the legal rights and obligations between the parties. So bills of exchange is an instrument in writing containing an unconditional order. That means A is giving the order. So that's the basic difference between bills of exchange and a promissory note. In case of promissory note, undertaking it is. Here in case of bills of exchange, he is giving the order to B, containing an unconditional order signed by the maker. That means A shall do the signature signed by the maker, directing a certain person. So that means A is giving the directions to B that to make the payment to himself or to make the payment to C, directing a certain person to pay a certain sum of money. That means the money must be certain only to or to the order of a certain person or to the bearer of the instrument. So even the bills of exchange can be drawn which is payable to the bearer. So what is the meaning of how we can draft here? Please pay rupees so and so to bearer. If I am saying that please pay rupees so and so to the bearer, it means that any person who is having the instrument, he is entitled to receive the payment. So that's the meaning of bearer instrument. So what is the meaning of bearer instrument? Bearer instrument means if any person is having the instrument, if he is entitled to receive the payment, then that is called as bearer instrument. So what is the meaning of bills of exchange? Bills of exchange means it is an instrument in writing containing an unconditional order. So that's the basic difference between bills of exchange and the promissory note. Containing an unconditional order signed by the maker. Who has to do the signature? A has to do the signature signed by the maker. So he is giving the directions to other person, directing a certain person to pay a certain sum of money. The money must be certain. Only money only. Okay, we have to pay the money only. Or to the order of certain person. So what is the meaning of order of certain person? That means when A is giving the order to B to make the payment, it means that to pay to a certain person. That is C is becoming the certain person. Suppose if C is endorsing the instrument to D, if C is endorsing the instrument to D, here C is giving the order to D that to make the payment to D. So are you clear with the concept? Here first of all A is giving the order to B to make the payment to C. If C is endorsing the instrument to D, it means that C is giving the order to B, that is Roy, to make the payment to D. Then that is the meaning of to the order of certain person. Either it can be payable to certain person, that is C, or order of a certain person, or to the bearer of the instrument. So bearer of the instrument means any person who is having the instrument, if he is entitled to receive the payment, then that is called as bearer instrument. So this is the meaning of bills of exchange. So what are all the essentials? We can derive the essentials from the definition itself. What are all the essentials? Bills of exchange, it has to be an instrument. It is an instrument. It shall be in writing, and it is having the order, unconditional order, and it shall be signed. Who is signing? The maker. Here we have to remember, when A is giving the order to B, A shall do the signature. After doing the signature, generally A will give the instrument to B. Technically, it is called as presentment. Technically, it is called as presentment. At the intermediate level, again we are going to discuss in detail the rules and regulations relating to presentment. So when A is giving the instrument to B, generally B will do the signature stating that accepted. So when B is doing the signature stating that he is accepted, then the instrument is considered to be accepted. Here, until that is accepted by B, the primary liability will be on A. Because he is drawing the instrument, the primary liability will be on A. When that is accepted by B, it shifts to B. Now the primary liability will be on B and the secondary liability will be on A. Suppose take the example, A has drawn an instrument on B and it is given to C. C endorses the instrument to D. On due date, when D is approaching B, primarily B is liable to make the payment to D. If B fails to make the payment, D can approach either C or he can approach A. That means all the prior parties to the person, to this person, all the prior parties will be liable. So here, as per the NIR, D is called as holder in due course. So we are going to discuss in detail about the holder in due course at the intermediate level again. So when the person who is having the instrument, okay, he is deemed to be holder in due course. So to the holder in due course, the drawee as well as the prior parties, all the prior parties will be liable. So they are jointly, severally liable. So now let us come back to again our discussion, the definition. So bills of exchange is an instrument that has to be in writing, containing an unconditional order signed by the maker, directing a certain person. Who is a certain person here? Certain person is B here. Directing a certain person to make certain sum of money only, or to the order of certain person, or to the bearer of the instrument. Order of certain person means if A is giving the instrument to, if A is drawing the instrument on B, and if he is giving the instrument to C, that means A is giving the order to B that to make the payment to C. Please listen to me carefully. When A is drawing the instrument on B and he is endorsing the instrument to C, it means that A is giving the order to B that to make the payment to C. If C is endorsing the instrument to D, it means that C is giving the order to B that to make the payment to D. So, to a certain person, that is, A is giving the order to B to make the payment to certain person. Here, certain person is a C, or order of a certain person. When C is endorsing the instrument to D, it means that C is giving the order to B that to make the payment to D. So, that's the meaning of the order of a certain person. So, these are all the essentials of bills of exchange. Now, let us move on to check. So, if you observe the definition of check, it is given under section 6 of the Act, which says that a check is a bill of exchange. Prima facie, it is a bill of exchange. That means a check has to, it shall satisfy all the essentials that was stated under section 5, that is bills of exchange. It has to satisfy the essentials of bills of exchange. So, prima facie, check is a bill of exchange plus other additional conditions. So, when any instrument satisfies all the essentials of bills of exchange, and if it satisfies other conditions also, as specified in section 6, then it is considered to be check. So, I'll give you one example. Suppose A is having account with ICICI Bank. He gave one check to B. Here we have to remember, whenever A is giving the check to B, it means that A is liable to make the payment to B. He has to make the payment to B. Instead of making the payment, instead of giving the cash, he is giving the check. And B is having account with SBI, imagine. Then, what is happening here? A is giving the check to B and he is giving the order to ICICI Bank that to make the payment to B. Please listen to me carefully. A is giving the order to ICICI Bank to make the payment to B. So that's why who is drawing the instrument? A is drawing the instrument. That is why A is considered to be or called as drawer. On whom you are giving the order, to whom you are giving the order? To ICICI Bank. Because I am having the account with the ICICI Bank, I am giving the order to ICICI Bank to make the payment to B. So that is why always in case of check, the drawee will be banking company only. Always in case of check, the drawee will be banking company only. Then I am giving the order to ICICI Bank to make the payment to B. Here B is called as payee. Here B is called as payee. Mr. B is having account with SBI. Imagine. If he is having account with SBI, then he is going to deposit the check with SBI. In this case, SBI is called as collecting banker. SBI is called as collecting banker. And ICICI, who is making the payment, he is called as paying banker. ICICI is called as paying banker. So how many parties will be there generally to the bills or to the check? Drawer, the person who is drawing the instrument, and the drawee and the payee. Prima facie, as per the definition, we will consider only these parties. We don't consider these parties, we will consider only these three parties. Because B can receive the instrument, B can receive the payment from ICICI Bank by submitting at the counter also. So that is why A is giving the order to B, that is ICICI Bank here, to make the payment to B. So when A is giving the check to B, A is becoming the drawer, ICICI Bank is becoming the drawee, and the B is becoming the payee because he is entitled to receive the payment. So how many parties are there in the check also? Even in the check also we are having three parties. One is drawer and another is drawee and the payee, because even there is also bills of exchange. So from here we can understand that a check is a bills of exchange. Drawer, drawee and payee. Three parties are there even in the case of check also. A check is a bill of exchange drawn on a specified banker. So please do here, what is the basic difference between bills of exchange and the check? In case of check, always the drawee will be one of the banking company. So even the banking company must be specified. Suppose I cannot give a check that is valid. Suppose if I am having account with ICICI Bank as well as Axis Bank, I cannot have a single checklist which is valid for both Axis Bank as well as ICICI Bank. That is not possible. Either that shall be valid for only Axis Bank. That means the checkbook belongs to only Axis Bank, or the checkbook belongs to ICICI Bank. So the drawee must be specified banker, drawn on a specified banker, payable on demand. So another essential condition in case of check is that is payable on demand. So what is the meaning of on demand? So here we have to be very clear. On demand means, suppose in case of bills of exchange, if A is drawing one bills of exchange on B, and if B is giving the acceptance, B knows, because he has already given the acceptance, B knows when he is liable. So on the due date, automatically B will make the payment to the payee automatically. So maybe he might be taking the account number and he will be transferring the amount, or B will be going to payee place premises. Sometimes he can make the payment. So the liability is on the B to make the payment. In case of check, it is not the situation. If A is giving the instrument to B, that is to a payee, if A is giving the check to B, B need not to intimate ICICI, or A need not to intimate ICICI that I have given the check. So when I am giving the check, I need not intimate to my banking company that please make the payment. When B is submitting the instrument on demand, okay, when B is submitting the instrument to ICICI Bank, automatically ICICI Bank will make the payment, subject to the condition that I am having the sufficient balance. So when I am having the sufficient balance, ICICI Bank will make the payment. So ICICI Bank will not come to your home and it will not make the payment to B coming to the B's home. That is not possible. So that means B has to make the demand. So on demand, it is always payable on demand. So suppose take the example, if I am giving the check to you and you are keeping the check in your pocket, ICICI Bank will not come to you and will not ask you that, well, do you have my check? And please come to me and I will make the payment. So that is not possible. You have to approach the banking company and you have to make the demand. Here demanding means in a proper manner you have to submit the application form. When you are submitting the application form, that is when B is demanding ICICI Bank, then ICICI Bank will make the payment to B. Are you clear? So it is always payable on demand. So that is not the situation in case of bills of exchange. So in case of bills of exchange, it need not be on the demand. Generally it is after the due date, automatically the drawee is liable to make the payment. But in case of bill check, it is always payable on demand. And it includes electronic image of truncated check and the check in electronic form. So if you observe the definition, the check definition of check, it says that check is a bill of exchange. Already we have discussed what is the meaning of bill of exchange. Bill of exchange drawn on a specified banker. So ICICI Bank here, it is specified banker, drawn on a specified banker and payable on demand, and it includes electronic image of truncated check and check in electronic form. Now let us discuss about check in electronic image, electronic image of truncated check, electronic image of truncated check and check in electronic form. So here we need to discuss two concepts. One is electronic image of truncated check and the check in electronic form. So before understanding the electronic image of truncated check, now let us try to understand what is the meaning of truncating basically. So truncating means, suppose take an example, when I am receiving the money, I should acknowledge that. So how to give the acknowledgement? The old practice was that to do the truncating. So what is the meaning of truncating? When I am punching the paper, as an acknowledgement that I have received the payment, then that is called as truncating. Simply to say, suppose if you maybe 10 years back, 5 years back, or else, if you take, if you would have traveled in the bus, you gave some money to the conductor, and he will give you the, when he was giving the tickets, you must have observed that he is doing some punching machine. With the punching machine stages, he is doing the truncating. So that means when he is doing the truncating, that means simply to say post okay. So when he is doing the truncating, it means that he is acknowledging that he has received the payment. So if there is no truncating, then it means that he has not received the payment. So even if you take any DD, demand draft, on the right side top edge, generally they will do the truncating like this. Punch with the punching machine, small round hole will be there. So that is an evidence that already the banking company has received the payment. So what is the DD here? DD is already demand draft, already you made the payment to banking company. When you made the payment to banking company, then the banking company will give the DD to you. So when they are giving the DD to you, on the right side top edge, generally they will do truncating. That means with the punching machine they will do small hole, round, so that no one can manipulate it, and that is an evidence that the banking company has already received the payment. So that is the meaning of truncating. So truncating is a practice, business practice, whereby if I have received the payment, I am going to do a small hole on the instrument so that is an evidence that I have received the payment. So that is the meaning of truncated. Then where the concept of truncating of the checks comes into picture. Here truncating of checks we don't see, as a customer we don't see. It is there only with the clearing house. So now let us try to understand what is the meaning of clearing house, how it works. Then you can understand what is the meaning of truncated check and the electronic image of truncated check. We will discuss check in the electronic form later on. Suppose A has given a check to B. A is having account with something like ICICI Bank. B is having account with SBI. So when A is giving the check to B, B will submit the check to ICICI Bank. ICICI Bank will submit the check to SBA Bank. SBA Bank will submit the check to ICICI Bank. The amount will be debited from the A's account and it will be given to SBI. From SBA, it is deposited in the B's account. So that means the check is moving from A to B, B to SBA, SBA to ICICI Bank. Then the amount is debited. From there, ICICI Bank deposited the amount with the SBA. From SBA to B. Here we are looking at only single transaction. Suppose at the micro level. Suppose if you observe at the macro level, these are all the paying bankers, collecting bankers. So here, suppose ICICI Bank is a paying banker, SBI is a collecting banker. ICICI Bank must be having so many lakhs of customers. So that means ICICI Bank has to approach SBA, paying banker, no? SBA has to approach ICICI, and like this, we might be having some Axis Bank, A Bank, B Bank, C Bank. All these people must approach ICICI Bank. When ICICI Bank is also paying the amount, it has to make the payment to all these banks. Like this, when we are having the collecting bankers, so many collecting bankers, in the same manner, we will be having so many paying bankers also. SBA, Axis, Union Bank. Like this, we are having so many banks are there. So all these banks, they have to approach. Collecting banker, they have to approach. Suppose collecting banker SBA is there. SBA is approaching ICICI Bank. SBA is approaching other SBA account and Axis Bank, Union Bank. Why? Because SBA is having so many customers. These customers, they have deposited the check. When they are depositing the check, this collecting as a collecting banker, they have to receive the amount from various banks. So it looks like this, very clumsy, whereby so many people are approaching. So many banks are approaching so many banks. So it is not possible for a bank to approach each and every branch like this. So here I am talking about a single bank. But even this single bank is also having various branches. Just imagine if various branches have to approach various branches of the paying banker, and if these paying bankers have to pay the amount to various collecting bankers, then it becomes very difficult. So that is why we have introduced the concept of, when the banking was developed, it was introduced in 19th century. When the banking transactions were developed, they have introduced the concept of clearinghouse. Clearinghouse. That means whoever is the collecting banker, here you can have so many people, collecting bankers and the paying bankers. These collecting bankers will deposit the checks with the clearinghouse. This clearinghouse, they will sort it out based on the banks. That means they will send the checks to all these banks. So instead of SBA collecting, SBA, suppose here you are having SBA, here you are having ICICI, maybe A Bank, B Bank. So instead of SBA is approaching ICICI Bank, A is approaching ICICI Bank individually, they will all deposit their checks with the clearinghouse. This clearinghouse, they will sort it out based on the paying banker. Then they will give the checks to these people. Then these people, that is paying bankers, they will verify the accounts. Then they will deposit the amount with the clearinghouse. When they are depositing with the clearinghouse, then they will sort it out based on the amount. Then they will pay the amount to all these collecting bankers. So at the initial stages, what happened? At the initial stages, all these collecting bankers, they have established the concept of clearinghouse. all these collecting bankers, they will deposit with the clearing house, and clearing house will give the instruments to paying bankers, and the paying bankers will give the amount to clearing house. From there, the amount will go to collecting banker. That is why previously it used to take 7 days, 1 week like that for clearing the checks. Now they thought, let us update this concept. Now all the collecting bankers are collecting the checks. They are giving the checks to the clearing house, and the clearing houses are giving the checks to paying bankers. Then paying bankers will make the payment to clearing house. Then when they are making the payment, that means they have received the payment. Clearing house, they have received the payment. So now they will do the truncating of the check, stating that yes, we have received the payment. Now they will do the scanning of the check. Who is doing the scanning of the check? Clearing house is doing the scanning of the check. This scanned copy is sent to this collecting banker, but already we have received the payment. You can move forward in making the payment. That means without receiving the money, SBA will make the payment to customer. SBA will make the payment to customer even without receiving the money. But already clearing house has received the payment. So how SBA will understand whether clearing house has received the payment or not? Clearing house will do the truncating. That means punching on the check, stating that already we have received the payment. You move forward. You move forward in making the payment. Meanwhile, the check will be, because the check is here, money is also here. Check will be given to paying banker, money is given to collecting banker. So that is how the concept of truncating of the check came into picture. So who will do the truncating of the check? Collecting clearing house will do the truncating of the check. Generally in India, who is going to act as a clearing house? Either RBI or SBA. Majority of the cases, SBA will act as a clearing house. Nowadays, this is the situation. In this transaction, it used to take 3 days. Previously, it used to take 3 days. Now they develop more. Suppose here you are having ICICI Bank. There is a possibility here also ICICI Bank is there. How it is possible? Paying banker, as a paying banker, ICICI Bank is there. As a collecting bank is also ICICI Bank is there. Someone must be there. ICICI Bank customer who is receiving the payment. And in between clearing house is there. Here what they can do is, ICICI Bank as a collecting banker, they are supposed to receive 2 lakh rupees. And as a paying banker, they are supposed to pay 1 lakh rupees. So this clearing house, what they can do is, instead of taking the money 1 lakh rupees and making the payment as a 2 lakh rupees, so they can do that because they are receiving from various banks. Instead of taking the money from ICICI Bank, they will directly pay 1 lakh rupees to collecting banker. Because anyway, ICICI Bank, they have to receive 2 lakh rupees and they are also able to make the payment of 1 lakh rupees. So you can set off this amount. Remaining 1 lakh rupees only can be collected by ICICI Bank. Internally they can settle. So that is called set off. So this is how they have developed over a period of time. So how it was developed? Instead of receiving the payment and instead of paying the amount to collecting bank is collecting the amount, paying bank is paying the amount separately, the clearing house can do the settlement of the accounts, books of accounts there itself, and they can pay the remaining amount. So this is the next stage. And in the third stage, even the technology has developed. Maybe in this situation, they used to make the payment 2 days, maximum 3 days. Within 2 to 3 days, they used to settle. But nowadays, we are settling the payment online. So now there is no concept of clearing house. This was replaced. Now everything is connected to the server. So when A is giving the check to B, B is giving the check to his banker. Let us take the example, Axis Bank is a collecting banker. then Axis Bank will have the access to the server. So nowadays every check is having the barcode. So with the barcode, if you do the scanning, automatically the signals will be, the order will be sent to the server. Then server will prompt the paying banker. Here processing units will be there. The paying banker, some X bank, they will verify the account. Then they will say OK. Just they will click OK. Then automatically money will be transferred from here to here and from here to here. So this is how it is happening. So if it is between two banks, that is here, and the collecting bank or Axis Bank is there, and the paying bank or some other bank is there. Nowadays it is taking 1 day. Suppose as a collecting bank or Axis Bank is there, even as a paying bank also Axis Bank is there. Then they need not to connect to the common server. Directly Axis Bank will receive the payment from the Axis Bank. That means A is having account with Axis Bank. A gave the check to B. Then B can approach Axis Bank because it is the same bank. This same bank can have access to his account also. Then automatically they can make the payment. So that is the, if you are giving the check, if the check is of the same bank, belongs to the same bank, generally the clearing will happen within half day maximum 1 day. Within 1 day it will happen. So that is how the concept of clearing house and the server development, all these things happen over a period of time. Okay, it was happened over 100 years or 150 years. So this is the history of the clearing house. So generally clearing house will be either RBA or it can be SBA. So now are you clear? I think you are clear with the concept of electronic image of truncated check, where the truncated check will be there. The truncated check will be there at the clearing house. The clearing house, what they will do when they are receiving the check. Here you are having the clearing house. Collecting banker is there. Here you are having paying banker. When collecting banker is giving the check to clearing house, what they started doing like this. They used to send the electronic image. They used to do the scanning, and the scan copy used to send to paying banker. Then paying banker will give the money. Once the paying banker gives the money, the truncated image, then they will do. Once they receive the payment, then only they will do the truncating. The truncated image will be sent to collecting banker, and the check will be sent to paying banker. So instead of waiting for the transportation of the check from here to here, directly what they can do, collecting banker can make the payment instantly. Later on, the check can be received by the paying banker. The amount can be received by the collecting banker. So that is how they have developed the concept of truncating of the electronic image of the truncated check, truncating of the checks. So now let us go back to our definition. A check is a bill of exchange drawn upon a specified banker and payable on demand, and it includes electronic image of truncated check. Already we have discussed in detail what is the meaning of electronic image of truncated check, and the check